In East Boston. It's week number 20, and today we have Team Lafayette versus Team Central Park 2. Lafayette, of course, representing the nowadays Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Winiarz is currently warming up right now. We'll be underway in just a moment, but handshakes have already taken place. And this is Candlepin Bowling Network. My name is Greg Gouillart, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you on here, live and on demand on Facebook and YouTube. One of two matches in progress right now, in addition to Metro Bowl at Riverwalk Lanes, also taking place on the same network with Paul Grant. You see the lineups here: Pete Crawford, Shaun MacDonald, Matt Lawless, Kris Cazenave, and Keith Beaupre versus A.J. Stockton, substituting for Rich Limone, Dan Chouinard, Scott Douglas, Tim Douglas, and Kris Winiarz. The format is 3 strings, 5-on-5, 2 boxes at a time. 2 match points for each string win, 2 match points for the total pinfall, and of course it's these match points that determine the standings. There are 12 teams in the competition, and the top 8 will make the playoffs at year's end, still several weeks away. And as we enter Lafayette, the visitors are currently in 10th place with a 64-96 match point record, 40%. Team Central Park 2, number 6 on the right side of the playoff line, 86-74, batting 53.8%. First ball, and we're underway. Crawford with a good mix, 9. This is A.J. Stockton. And a spare to begin. Crawford starting right on time. Stockton back on target. A few more to get out here. And there is the 8. Crawford currently averaging 109. Thank you. Just got informed, folks, of a lineup change. It will be Lawless, then MacDonald. Crawford goes back to back. 8 drop, then another. Spare, sit down. Stockton. 5 pins still to get. Got the sleeper pins, the 5 and the 8 pin as well. Stockton is also substituted in week 19 with a 368 triple. And a 6. So already a 14-plus pin advantage conjured up by Crawford. And now here comes that lineup change immediately in effect. Matt Lawless on the right and Dan Chouinard on the left. Oh, look out. That's a head pin hit. Well, only takes out 3. Gouillart left side for Chouinard. The old W, I tend to call that leave. More spread eagle with wood if you prefer. That's not a bad slice on it. 1 more ball and he can get out for a good count. Chouinard has wood behind this Gouillart, and it goes. And his first box is a mark in response to Crawford's back-to-back. It will be 7 for Lawless. Matt Lawless currently has a road average of 111.19. That's what determines the standings for high average at the end. Mostly with road matches and the occasional pre-selected home matches as well. All in equal measure. Back on the head pin, and Lawless just left the 9. Chouinard's got 7 pins to aim at. Good slice on the second one. So an unfortunate 3 count. Lawless works out for 10. Chouinard does very well with 9. Good pinning from each, making sure that they're looking after their pins, playing good defense in effect. And that brings up Shaun MacDonald and Scott Douglas, right and left respectively. Don't go by the position of the team names, go by the position of the colors. The pins mix for MacDonald, and he's got the 4-7. Scott Douglas, 1-3-9. And a spare. Third ball for Scott Douglas, that's 9. Everything except the head pin. Scott Douglas comes into this with a road average of 113. MacDonald with an average of 112. His spare fill is mixing well. Still they tumble, and he's got everything except the head pin. Douglas, 6. The ultimate washout of big moments in this match, perhaps. Head pin goes, and it's back-to-back. Thank you very much. And a good shot by Douglas, converting the 4-pin cluster, and he responds. 4 spares to 2 in the early going. Chris Cazenave, Tim Douglas. Remember, it's 3 strings total pinfall, so right now the game in totals will match up on your screen. I've just realized I've made a mistake with this. We'll do it this way, that's fine. Those top 2 totals should not match. Therefore the match points. It's silly me. 2 ugly splits to start despite 2 head pin hits.
All right, clean it up now.
This is difficult for Tim. He's going right side to try and sweep the wood across, and the 4-6-7 goes. The wood in front is probably going to be too flat. Pinning just about level all told. It's within a pin in regards to that. Cazenave takes out 4, I believe. Yes, 5 and 9 pin hiding back there. Tim took an extra second. Head pin hit on the spare. 6. My goodness, head pin flies away. Tim Douglas comes into this with an average of 121. Cazenave, current road average of 108. Oh, heaven's sake. That's going to be a 7. It's by 2 accurate shots for Cazenave. 7 and 8. Bringing up the anchor bowlers, Keith Beaupre and Kris Winiarz. Keith Beaupre currently with a road average of 120 in the Pro League. And Kris Winiarz with a 118. Beaupre mixes 9 to start. What's going to roll in front of the 4. Winiarz, heaven's sake, that's 3. Sabered out the 2, 5, and 9. Beaupre's got it. Winiarz, good bounce back ball. Wood lying in front of the 7-8 and a chance to get the out. There it goes. 5 spares to 3 in the early going. Beaupre filling this one. Head pin, 7. This is the 4 horsemen for Winiarz. I saw someone on Lafayette make that 4.57 earlier. I think it was Lawless, if I don't recall. That was in warm-ups. Winiarz just off the head pin. Both bowlers, no mark. So Lafayette off to an early advantage. Beaupre cleaning up sticks. That's 9. Winiarz with an identical configuration. Gets all 10. Hey! That 4.57 isn't so hard after all. Bring up the scores. I'll check them myself. Be right back. Crawford had a 7 on that first spare fill. I made a mistake there. Otherwise, the paper score agrees. Here we go, back to the top of the order, A.J. Stockton. Mix off the wall, 5 pins. Crawford, spare fill, pocket, 7. Left triangle number 2. Back-to-back 17s. That's a good second ball for Stockton, but the 7 stands. There goes the triangle. 3 in a row. Stockton picks up his first 10 in the process. So the marks piling up early for Lafayette. Currently 6 marks to 3. And remember, we had a 13 box on Central 2's side, so early signs optimistic for the team bowling out of Riverwalk. One, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 for Stockton. Crawford again, head pin again. Somehow only manages 5 despite that. You don't always get the pins you want here at Central Park Lanes. Tough house. Angles are fussy. That's brilliant for Stockton. And the 6th fall is, well, I say is 1. The dominoes collapsed, but they did. Good accurate shot. Crawford again. 4 marks in a row. Pete Crawford, the leadoff, setting the tone early for his squad. Dan Chouinard and Matt Lawless now up. I believe I neglected to say Dan Chouinard had a 113 average coming into this. Negative. Oops. And it goes for Chouinard. 2 marks in 3 boxes. Oh, 10 pin stands up for Lawless. Good 10 all told. Chouinard had 13 in the first box. And that was on the head pin. He gets the head pin again and gets 4. Too bad. And a strike. That pin is down as well. Lawless's first mark is a hammer. Chouinard, that ball breaks on him at the last moment and sails into the curtain. Needs these pins. Gets 5. Well, too bad. Chouinard right on the head pin as he needed to be, but he's got 2 back-to-back. His 2 spares basically collapsed to 1 all told. Now 2 bowlers on marks. Scott Douglas off the sidewall, 6. MacDonald gets 5. So, no major swing, no head pin hits there. Ooh. Now imagine if that had hit the sidewall slightly differently. That would have been a brilliancy by Scott Douglas. It's deft angle work all the same. This time with the wood, it gets 8. Paul Grant would not hesitate to mention that time Scott Douglas won against Tim when he had the 7 and 9, and he had to play that wood in front of the 9 just so to get it to go. Box 4 sails away, half Worcester. MacDonald, 8-pin will drop. No sleepers, 1, 2, 7, 10, wood in front of the corners. Douglas brilliantly on the other side. 10-pin does not go. I was trying to think if he crossed over with it. Do you play it on the inside, the outside? Do you play it on the crossover side or not? Very well worked out 10 all the same. And that picks up 2 sticks in the process. Pinning just about level, so as the 7 marks, so the 8 marks to 5, excuse me, including that Lawless strike. Cazenave and Tim Douglas. Tim Douglas has topped out at 413 triple, and with shots like that, you can see why. 413 triple in the Friday Night Pro League, I hasten to add. Cazenave, 3. Oh, brilliancy! Cazenave gets the remaining 7. I'm missing a box, I confess, folks. That shot did not count. It was thrown with the wood that had fallen prematurely.
That was buried, too.
Had my head down a bit, everything. 18 box. Cazenave gets an 8. Tim Douglas flies the pin over the 10. Goodness. Cazenave just wide of the object. So all told, 9 marks to 6. That'll count. 10 box for Tim Douglas. And Cazenave likewise. Good, accurate shooting, and here comes Beaupre and Winiarz. Winiarz had a 402 back in week 3. Beaupre had a 412 in week 19. Six out for Winiarz. Beaupre, big hit, 9. Two marks to 1, the current open mark situation. Open unfilled mark. Beaupre's got it, he had the backboard, and he's got the accuracy. Winiarz accurate on the 3rd ball, but comes away with 8. Only the first 2 pins he's left standing in the 3rd box. Folks, if you like this video, please like this video by hitting the like button on whatever platform you may be on, Facebook or YouTube. Greatly appreciated. Lets us know that you're liking the video and lets other people know that, hey, it is a good video. And Candlepin's a lot of fun. So please, help us spread the word about this great game and like and share this video. Thank you. Beaupre's spare fill is 8. Winiarz twice on the object pin for stance. Beaupre's got it. There's wood in front, but it does not confound him. And it's 3 marks in 4 frames. Winiarz picks up 10. Again, 3 10s out of 4 boxes for him. I'll confirm scores. Captain's called out 242.08. That's the score we have on our screen. Old school style here at Central Park Lanes. Pen and paper scoring. Ball returns in the pin boy positions, they should say. Great classic vibe here on Saratoga Street in East Boston. Both bowlers on spare fills. This is Crawford with a huge hit. Strike on spare. An all-mark first half. Stockton's spare fill is big as well. That's 8. It's gone back to back. So Pete Crawford, the early storyline here, already with the ability to crack into 130s, and we're only halfway through. It's the sort of momentum that could turn into a double strike if one is superstitious. Here it comes. He's got the head pin again. He does not double, but the fill will be high. Stockton's got the head pin too. This will strike. On spare.
I like it. It should carry. It should.
MacDonald's consulting about the wood. It's slightly back left to front right. Will it trampoline? Let's see. He plays it all the way right side. Drops the 4 in the process, you know? That's a 9 drop on the strike. And that's the way Pete's been. Only the most confounding of wood structures was going to deny him the mark. But not the perfect game. 98 through 6. Big, big, big advantage for Lafayette in the early going. Lawless on a strike. Needs more on the second ball. Chouinard's got the 4 horsemen. Lawless had the first strike. He's going to throw it into the curtain, though, and this will be a 4. That's gone for Chouinard. And this will be 7. So Lawless does profit on the strike just. But update the smudges on your screen. You see it here. Chouinard has hit the head pin after every single spare he's had and only come away with 7 bonus pins between the 2 spares. That's 5 drop for Lawless. Chouinard's got the head pin this time. Splitty again, but this time he's got 7. More fitting reward for 3 spares and 5 boxes. Lawless put a good bid, didn't go. Chouinard's got to slice this. The wood skids and stops in front of the 7. 10. And a matching 10. Chouinard basically allergic to that wood. A little bit of teasing there. Shaun MacDonald had back-to-back spares to start. Scott Douglas 1 spare so far. 4 horsemen again. It's been a good shot for most people this time. Scott Douglas does not have the horseman. The 6 dropped. would replace it, which might simplify it, though the angle's not perfect. This is gone. We can make a living off 4 horsemen left, it seems. Scott left the head pin. And there's 10. So we here at Candlepin Bowling Network are following around professional bowling wherever we can find it, and also putting on a lot of great exhibition events, including this Saturday, Bowlerama Sanford, Maine, not to be confused with Bowlerama Portsmouth, but Bowlerama in Sanford, Maine. We'll be doing the Ladies versus Legends tournament, and it promises to be a good one. That'll be Saturday at 2:30, and we look forward to seeing you then. After an 18-box, MacDonald gets another one. He's got 4 and 6. Scott replies. And Douglas has a second. That's better. Chris Cazenave, Tim Douglas. Cazenave 1 spare with an 8 fill so far. So some pins got away in the first 2 boxes, so he is rebuilding here. Tim Douglas has 2 spares. That's a monster hit. Excuse me, 7 pin. How did you not go after all that? 4 pins remaining. Tim's got it. Odd numbered frames getting all the spares. A 7 for Cazenave. Central 2 has 3 open marks to Lafayette's 2, so they can close the gap slightly. Cazenave tripped out the extra pin, 6'10", Wood lying almost perfectly horizontally in front. I don't think he's going to have any complaints about that. Tim takes another extra moment. Head pin. Will the steamroller keep going back? The pins were hit. Thank you very much. Another 8 drop. Kaz converts. His second. Tricky wood for Tim Douglas. It was too horizontal, unfortunately. Not sure that vertical one would have helped much more. It was at such a severe vertical angle that I'm not sure it would have done much good. Does very well to collect 10 out of this. So Tim Douglas currently tracking with a chance for 120. Peter Crawford continuing to be the story here, tracking higher than that. I don't want to speak too highly, so I don't want to... Jinxes are definitely real if they hear you talking about them, but he's tracking for 138 right now. Beaupre on a spare. Head pin! Aye! Getting some of Chouinard's luck there. That's 4. The Wizard. 6 out. Winiarz has been pinning well. That's a huge slice across. Always tough to get that 2-pin, but that gets Lafayette going deservedly. Winiarz! Can't believe that didn't slice into either back row pin. That's 8 for Beaupre. Still doing very well with the 3 spares. Winiarz thought that pin was going to cut across. He ends up with 9 after 2 accurate shots. Beaupre. There's that huge thunderous sidewall action we're used to. 9. Winiarz got his head pin hit. Still looking for his first mark, and it's going to be a dastardly one against the big 4. The double pinochle, the banana split. Call it what you want. Beaupre's got 4 and 6. And he's got the chance to crack into 120s now. Probably could have done that earlier if the head pin hadn't betrayed him the first time. Winiarz. Yeah, something about the pin action just isn't working. Not with his ball, somehow, some way. Yeah, red line cooperates this time. Good professional pinning, only 4 pins lost in 6 frames. Here's a look at the scores. .367 to .339 is confirmed as you see it on your screen. The mark situation is confirmed as well. Peter Crawford, 38 over par, is driving Lafayette to their early advantage. Remember, 2 match points for every string win, 2 match points for total. This determines the standings. Stockton strike Phil starts with 7. Crawford with no mark for the first time all string long, and that might not last long. .246. Stockton wants to spin to the strike as well. Gets the 8th. And that concludes the 3-mark streak. Crawford's got it. 6 marks in 7 boxes. Crawford came into this with a 110 overall average. Although, in fairness, a 113 road average, considering he bowls out of Riverwalk, a tough house. But no matter how you slice it, he is about to torch this record. Torch his average, I should say. Here it comes! The fill is high and 10! And for the second time, a strike on spare. Crawford is laying waste. He could go 150, folks. With this strike fill alone, he's almost guaranteed to. Stockton's had the 3 marks, wants the pins to protect that. Got 2, in fact, make that 3. That's a pretty 10. 98 through 8, protecting the entire margin. Holy smokes, what an early story this is. Dan the Man Chouinard and Matt Lawless. It's not the 4 horsemen. The 8-pin is hiding back here as well. 8-pin's also hiding behind Lawless's pins. 2, 4, 8, 10. So much for that 8-pin. Oh, hello, 7. Orange pin going to do what it does. It has no significance on scoring, but perhaps some leagues here at Central Park Lanes will choose to play some fancy rule with it. Chouinard's got 10. Maybe they did once upon a time. This will be 8. Pinning slightly in favor of Central 2, but only by 3 right now. No, you're perfect. Six-pin drop for each. Chouinard's got the 8-pin hiding back there. We saw that shot made earlier. Lawless head pin off the wall. That's brilliant. 1, 4, 7, 9. His second. You see that 8-pin poking out back there? That's an 8-box for Chouinard. 19 marks to 11 in favor of Lafayette right now. And all 3 of the bottom of the order are on spares. As is Scott Douglas. Head pin hit. That's 5. Just thin on the head pin, I suppose. MacDonald washes out and gets the same 5. That's great. Then that 4-pin cluster, this time with the corner pin goes, and MacDonald has 3 spares in a row after having a pair of spares to begin. Picks up 3 pins straight away. So again, pinning pretty much wavering close to even. The mark's the big story here, especially from the top of the order. Pete Crawford Jr. Here comes MacDonald's spare. 3rd time in a row he's doing this. He's got a 6 this time. That's gone for Scott Douglas, his 3rd. Slicing it won't go. MacDonald's averaging a 6.5 on a spare fill, which is exactly what we'd expect here based on Candlepin Bowling Network stats. With many thanks to Bob Lee, our executive producer, for compiling this for us. That's 9. 107 through 8. MacDonald with 5 marks in the high 120s. Tim Douglas right, Chris Cazenave left. Douglas has had odd frame magic the entire string long. He'll need it against this diamond. Cazenave filling his 2nd spare on the outside 3-6 pocket. Got the sideways slice. 5 go. Douglas didn't get it this time, despite a 2nd accurate shot. Always tough to get that diamond. Goes about 25% of the time. Cazenave goes. Nice quality 10 for Douglas. Douglas has only had 1 box below 10 all string. Head pin, monstrous! All right, saving it for the even frame, I see. His first strike. Cazenave, 6. Another cluster of 4 pins. This one a little different than times before. He missed the head pin just. Good sticks, though. Score at 9. Itchy trigger finger on the mouse. Sorry, folks. Keith Beaupre on a spare. Kris Winiarz wants a head pin hit. Wants his first mark. He had it last frame. He gets another head pin hit this time. And he has his best chance at the string. Beaupre. 4 horsemen. And the count is 6. Winiarz gets it, and he's on the board. Good pinning has put him in a good position, and now he has the chance to turn a profit. Beaupre got on the head pin, but didn't get the angle. And the 4 horsemen left for once does not go. 4 marks in 7 boxes isn't bad. 21 marks to 14 in favor of Lafayette. Couple of strikes looming about that could double up in theory, but it's unlikely. Winiarz filling his first spare. Good. And he could go on a mark streak now. Head pin for Beaupre, but this one results now. 4-6-7 is an interesting split. Wood is diagonally in front of the 4-7. That bit's easy. How do you get the wood to spring off in front of the 6, where it's mostly horizontal? If maybe front left to back right. Now, Winiarz ends up into the wood. It does not get it this time. Going to go way, way left, trying to get that wood to spin left to right. It's why he ended up missing altogether, but probably wasn't far off what he wanted to do. He's going to try it one more time to show you what he wanted to do. As it turns out, the pin was going to slice behind anyway. Lafayette has made it to 500. I've made a mistake. Lawless had a 10. I made that mistake. And there's your 500. Crawford on a strike. Here it comes. Doesn't double. He's the one guy you'd almost expect to at this point. Stockton's had a good string and could go 120s with a spare conversion here. The wood's not the greatest in the world, but it is covering the 610, it seems. Crawford on the strike. Didn't get it to go. Got the 9th pin on the strike. Only the 2nd no-mark frame he's had. Stockton claws the mark back. His 4th. And Crawford collects 10 and keeps his perfect string going. A perfect string being 10s or better in candlepin bowling. 2 match points per string, 2 per total. Lafayette came in 10th and is looking to get some match points to get back. Metro was also in action on Candlepin Bowling Network tonight. 72 and 88. This will be Crawford's toughest test. He's got the 410 if the wood doesn't tap the 10 back. Stockton's spare fill, 5. Not much Crawford could do there. Remember, he hasn't left a pin standing yet. Stockton thought he had the head pin, didn't go. It's a perfect string for Pete Crawford. 157. And AJ Stockton, 122. Well, that'll get you blue and highlighted on the spreadsheet Mike Machichi sends out. Fantastic work in just these first of 3 strings. Matt Lawless on a spare. He's had a strike and a spare. Dan Chouinard's had 3 spares. A little luckless on the first 2 spare fills. That's 6 and a diamond. Chouinard's got head pin, does not get the diamond as the 8 pin tripped late. Triangle number 2. Accurate again for Lawless, no go on the diamond. Chouinard's got it. And it will go for Lawless. And a couple of 7s, but the rest are 10s and above. Pinning still just about level. 21 marks to 16. 7 for Lawless. Chouinard spare fill on the outside. Yes, got a good spare fill. Spare fills have increased every step of the way. 3, 4, 7, and 8. And he's gone back-to-back this time, and he will go 11. One more ball. Picks up 3 pins straight away. As Matt Lawless ends with 101. Last ball in the 10th. Chouinard gets a big hit and will finish with 122. Second, 8 fill, 5 spares overall. Crawford had 2 strikes, 5 spares. Lawless had 1 strike and 1 spare. Stockton 1 strike, 3 spares, and Dan Chouinard all spares, 5 of them. Shaun MacDonald, that's a big hit and a strike. Has had a batch of 2 and 3 marks, and now his first strike, his 6th mark overall. Scott Douglas on a spare gets 8. They'll be happy with that, if maybe not with the leaf. So Lafayette has brought up the 600 zone, almost certainly. That's 10, good quality 10 for Douglas. Currently in the 1 teens, but could go higher with a mark. Shaun MacDonald almost surely will break 120. On his 6th mark, the fill starts with 3. Spread eagle for Scott Douglas. Donald, good pins. That all counts on the strike. Score at 18 in the 9th. Douglas. One side down, 1 to go. MacDonald finishes with a 134. And Scott Douglas another quality 10 to bring him up to 113. Only 6 pins left standing in 7 boxes. Cazenave has had 3 marks. He starts on the head pin. 5, 7, and 8. Head pin hit, and Tim Douglas. A double strike. Just a jolt that Central 2 needed. Cazenave. 7 pin that hit the wood in front of the 7. It'll be 9. Now, as it stands, Central 2 still needs more help right now. The double strike alone will not do it. Though if Tim Douglas gets another mark, this starts getting interesting. We'll update the fill after every ball here. Tim Douglas always takes that extra beat every single time he's in a big situation. This is his 5th mark at his first double strike. Well, no surprise it's not his 2nd double strike. Very few people manage that. In a manner of speaking, folks. Here it comes. Got the head pin again! And how the 5 pin stood is a mystery. 29 in the 8th. That could have been the moment that turns it all around. This spare could anyway. Good prudent out by Cazenave. His 9 brings him up to 106 as he shot it intentionally right to get the safer pins. This is on a spare, a strike in the lead. Smudges are correct as you see on your screen. Douglas head pin, excuse me. He got the head pin and got 2. 151. And but for Pete Crawford's 157, that would be carrying the match. It comes down to the anchors Beaupre and Winiarz in a suddenly tight first string. The hit is good for Beaupre, 10 pin. I will also have to confirm these scores, folks. If the margin is close, please forgive me. I will have to do an official review. As long as I strive my best for accuracy, but I will have to confirm. Beaupre gets the 10. And with a good count, that will help safeguard the Lafayette advantage. Winiarz does not get the mark. And that might be the moment. It's not a spare until you fill it, but that may have been very consequential, the make and the miss. Good sticks for Winiarz, again, pinning well. 7 pins left standing and 8 open frames. Beaupre on a spare. Eight ahead as it stands. Head pin hit, it's good fill and a strike on spare. The third strike on spare for Team Lafayette. And this is mathematical. Lafayette will win the first string after a nail-biting moment out of nowhere with a Tim Douglas double. Kris Winiarz finishes with 100. Not bad for one mark at all. Beaupre to pad this match lead further. One more ball coming up. 5 down, 5 to go. This is filling a strike in the 10th. Good sticks, it's 9. And Keith Beaupre, unofficially by my count anyway, finishes with 138. Let's verify. All scores are confirmed. 2 600s and Lafayette prevails 636 to 608 in the first string of 3. Second of 3 just about to get underway. Don't forget, folks, if you like this video, please like the video and please share. We've got a barn burner in the early going. This is going to get good, I have a feeling. There we go. This should be correct now. AJ Stockton on your right side. That's the second ball. Crawford, after an outrageous 157. And now the teams have to reset and start again for string number 2. Stockton, 9-10. And 1-7-9. No, not the one. Crawford's going to turn around and see the 7-9 with a bizarre piece of wood from left to back right just in front. Stockton takes extra time into the wood, and it does not spin into the 10. Crawford, the helicopter, just wide of the 9 pin. This game does not get easier as you go. Crawford picks a stick early. Lawless at 101, Chouinard 122. Just a moment of congratulations to 2 very high scores last week. We had Dave Godwin and Charlie Collins. Dave Godwin had a 165 single and a 414 triple last week in his match with Academy 2 against Central 1. And Charlie Collins with Sunnyside had a 164 single and a 414 triple. Sunnyside versus Woburn 1. Chouinard has an easy road to 10 fairly. He does pick that up. There's 4 pins left to get for Lawless, and he's accurate on the number 2 pin, but only comes away with 7. Captain Rich Limone, who is not bowling this evening, is razzing Dan Chouinard. He's getting the head pin. Lawless doesn't get it. Lawless comes into this with a 111 average. Just as capable as anyone of getting a high string. Chouinard ends up with 9. And there's the 10, picking up a pin. Lawless also has had a 403. Dan Chouinard has had a 405. Scott Douglas, Shaun MacDonald. Triangle number 3 for Scott Douglas, the 3, 5, and 6. MacDonald takes out 2. Many other days, Shaun MacDonald's 134 would have been the headline. In this case, dwarfed by dueling 150s. But hey, that 130 was part of the reason they got the win. Douglas converts the triangle. MacDonald needs pins, still has 5. Good slice, gets the majority of them, and comes away with 8. That's an 8 hit. And 18 to start for Scott Douglas. MacDonald gets the outer layer of the onion out of the way. Triangle number 5. Douglas just wide of the object. You see the total for this game in the 3rd row, and the total overall in the middle, the second line as you see it on your screen. This goes! Not that MacDonald needed the wood, but he played it to perfection. A 10 for Douglas, and no pins left standing through the first 2. Currently Lafayette in 10th place. 8 match points back of Team Metro out of Peabody. 72 and 88 right now they are. Central 2 is only 2 match points back of Sunnyside in Danvers. Tim Douglas, right back where he began with a strike. Oh my. I'm trying to remember. I think I've said that a few times with Cazenave. Twice accurate, nothing going. That's 10. Quality 10. Tim Douglas already has 3 strikes, and we're only 11 boxes in. Oh! Well, it was a thunderous hit. We'll want a second ball against the spread eagle to pick up more on the strike. 53 bonus pins on 7 marks because of the double strike. Basically 53 and 8. Oh, too bad. Just wide of the object. And Douglas was trying to slice and unfortunately comes away with 15. Both bowlers need outs. This could create a swing here. Watch out. Can Cazenave get more out of this? He's against a 5 box. Gets 2 of them. So in the end, Douglas gets a pair of 10 boxes after all that. That brings up the anchors, Keith Beaupre and Kris Winiarz. And it's a good one in Winiarz with his first strike. Central bowler to start with a strike. Beaupre, it's rolling from the sidewall. This is interesting. How are they going to fall this time? Wood's still rolling. Now the head pin's dropping, and the wood stays in front of the 9-10. Provided Beaupre doesn't trip on any of the other two pieces of wood, he should be able to get at that one in the back. It looks horizontal from my point of view. It's bowler's judgment. Yes, he got it. Beaupre starts with the mark. Central 2 off to a slightly good start here. 3 marks to 2, although we did have that 5 fill in the strike. Winiarz got off to an 8 start. Beaupre, big fill. He's got 8. We'll put that straight away into the spare fill. You thought the second string wouldn't be as exciting as the first. Just you wait. That's 9 on the strike. Little moments like that, little subtle moments, a little pin here and there can make all the difference down the line. Beaupre does not get the wood to sweep across. Winiarz picks 10. And Beaupre does well to get 9. Guess the shot wasn't on after all.
Start, guys.
Bowlers changing ends as always. And there we go. All scores confirmed. Crawford, Mr. 157. And Stockton got a strike. His second. Two, 4. And a 10. Only 2 pins left standing in 3 boxes for Crawford. Stockton had a strike at 3 spares and a 122. Not the first time Stockton's had a 120-something buried by other headlines. Story of the Pro Series play-in match he was involved with Ryan Drago, where he rolled 120 and Ryan Drago dumped a 141 on him. But you see the upwards potential, and look at that hit, and look how that 6-pin withstands it. Almost Central's second double. Central 2's second double. Well, that's a lot of secondary numerical references. Still on the strike, yeah. No! Heavens. Hit the wood the wrong direction, I suppose, but it will be a 9 on the strike and no mark. Does pick up the pin. Now Lawless and Chouinard. Lawless, good start here, 2-4-7. Wood lying straight in front. Chouinard crossed over, and that's the problem. Crossovers leave kings, as it sometimes seems to be the case, and the 5-pin does stand. Lawless, wood didn't go backwards just the way he wanted it to. Spun out a bit. Easier said than done to play the red line, especially when the wood's out in front like that. There's rolling wood on Chouinard's side. That's why he's taking his time. By rule, the wood has to completely stop. Plays the wood off the wall. The 5 doesn't go. Got the corners to go. Lawless does well to get 10. Calculating pins on the fly here, folks. I think Central's got a slight edge in that department, only just. Central 2 is leaving fewer pins on the plate per open frame, but right now the mark advantage is definitely monstrous here. Chouinard puts a good bid on the Caleri, but the 7 stands. Nope, that's 5 for Lawless. Uh-oh. And 10. Now Central 2 has knocked down 10 more physical pins, so we'll keep an eye on that. Shaun MacDonald on a spare. Here it comes, crossed over. 5. Now the pins are starting to be tougher to come by. 2, 4, 6, 10 for Scott. Tougher to maintain that same velocity and rev rate on the ball. That goes for MacDonald. Wood helped, but accuracy was required. Good sticks for Douglas. Wood's going to roll left to right. Third ball coming on up. And you can see, folks, that the total is narrowing right here. Consider that Scott Douglas hasn't had his third box score entered. He won't get the pins this time, but as we enter in this 8, take a look at the total, folks. You see the match narrowing down to just 4 pins. Central Park Lanes in East Boston. My name is Greg Gouillart on behalf of everyone here at Candlepin Bowling Network. Great pleasure to have you watching. If anyone else wants to watch as well, please share it with them on Facebook and YouTube. 19 for MacDonald. Four pins down for Scott Douglas. 5 and 9 hiding back there. The wood will go, and MacDonald's got 3 in a row. Chance to go into the 120s. Good bid by Scott Douglas. Again, staring at a 6-10 for an out. And gets a 9th pin. Losing about a pin per open box. Chris Cazenave and Tim Douglas. Head pin for Douglas, that is nothing doing. We had a couple of 150 somethings, but we still have, by my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 strings we've seen so far in the Friday Night Pro League that are 160 plus. Jimbo A on 160. Tim Douglas had 162. I'll read the rest as soon as these scores come in. 9 for Cazenave. And for Tim Douglas. Tim Douglas himself at 162. Charlie Collins 164. Chris Beaupre 164. Shaun Landry 164. Craig Holbrook 164. Dave Godwin 165. Gouillart 165. Kris Winiarz at 166. Keith Beaupre 168. Ryan Fuller Jr. 171. Danny Harris 173. Josh Daly 181. And Josh Riopel 183. Those are high singles. Cazenave's got to look at the 6-pin, and it's gone. His first mark of the string. Wood slices right to left for Douglas. Nothing doing. That 30 came about from a strike 5, 5, and 10. And now 40 with another 10. Tight going in the game as well. And we've got 2 open marks on Lafayette's side, so that's a pretty even contest as well. Keith Beaupre. And pin hit gone! His second strike of the match. Winiarz is 2, 4, 7, and 9. I don't know if this wood's really doing much good here. Otherwise, he would have had a pocket shot here, but I'm looking at one bowler who has an opinion he should shoot left. Winiarz goes right and gets it! That bowler said absolutely nothing in particular. Winiarz a great split conversion. Mark up on each side. You know he's thinking of, here it comes, triangle 4. Good start to the strike, Phil. Winiarz on the spare. Just wide, got 5. Deadwood out in front. Now, first of all, we're waiting to see if the wood settles. Pace of play initiatives involve calmly coaxing the deadwood to roll a little bit faster, please and thank you. Beaupre accurate again. Got 6 on the strike. That's 9. Winiarz on the head pin, but leaves 4. Winiarz has been pinning well, but again he gets put to the test. That's 10 for Beaupre. Very good again. Winiarz almost made the leaf he made earlier. This time without wood. And despite everything, he's only lost 9 pins in 11 boxes. Still staying resilient. Let's check the scores. Scores are confirmed as you see them on your screen. See, Lafayette's a slight favor, I would argue. Average spare failure figure is 6.5, so on paper there's... Sorry folks, had a bit of a blip with the stream. Right there. Crawford 9 and Stockton at 6. Bear with me, folks. I'm the only person operating the stream. I will have this fixed in just a jiffy. Big hit for Stockton. That's 9. That's more like it. Stockton gets a second. 1 strike, 1 spare. Crawford! Guess he used up all the luck in the first string. Twice accurate, no mark. Nine. That pinning gap has now shrunk down to about 5 or so. Dan Chouinard. Crossed over slightly. Here we go again. Central's yelling at him. This is a half Worcester for Lawless. Oh, now 5-7 goes, but not the 10 for Chouinard. 4-6-7-10. I should explain in that technical outage there, we had a Stockton $6 today, Crawford $9, so a bit of a gainer there. Chouinard will stick with the 9 he's got, and that will allow Lawless to close the gap and only concede the 1 pin. Lawless has lost 2 pins per open frame, but Hey, Crawford shouting encouragement, hoping to get him back in the game. This is half Worcester for Chouinard now. Tougher and tougher to find the range as fatigue starts to set in. It may be bowling, but boy is it tough. Needs us out here. Chouinard gets it, that's 8. And 6. Shaun MacDonald versus Scott Douglas now. MacDonald on 3 marks in a row. He's gone 8, 15, 19. Both sides with 6 marks apiece. Douglas has the horseman. MacDonald spare fill. Goes wide and gets 3. One mark open on each side, so that's about as much of an 8-pin margin as there can be at this point. MacDonald put a good bit on it. Both bowlers got back on the head pin on their second shots. Neither went. Now, against the 7 box, MacDonald needs sticks. Match is the same 7. Tough to get pins here at Central Park Lanes. We're losing more than a pin per open frame here. Four, 5, and 7. Scott Douglas into the curtain again. MacDonald, good pins. And yes, the pins do go for Scott. That will be a 9. And an 8 for MacDonald. Cazenave and Stockton, top of Central 2's order, are the only ones on spares right now. I'll try and calculate statistics as soon as I can. Let me see here. Cazenave on the spare fill. This will tell us a lot, and it will tell us a lot about the power of Kris Cazenave. Strike on spare. Sticks still continue to fall for Douglas, but the 6-10 stands up.
I forgot how loud and powerful my voice is.
You're allowed.
Huh?
You're allowed.
I'll get invested in my team. She's got worlds, I was always told, like, I know exactly where Pete is.
That ain't a bad thing. You come to bowling centers to get excited, huh? Douglas turns away immediately from that, but has the horseman when he turns back around. He'll be happy to see that. Cazenave, strike fill, starts with 4. Remember? That's gone! Tim Douglas gets a second mark after starting with that strike. Cazenave ends up with 8. Good second ball and a good third one as well. 8 fill, 9 box. As you see it here. 2 Central 2 marks now. Excuse me. Stockton and Tim Douglas. So 50 bonus pins effectively for Lafayette. And 36 bonus pins for Central 2. That's all the pins they've loaded on their collective marks. Assuming an average spare fill for the 2 marks for Stockton and Douglas, both of them spares, we could have ourselves a tight match in that regard. And if that happens, then Central 2's slight pinning advantage might start taking over. Because then it would be about 50 to 49 bonus pins if they fill with the average 6.5. Of course, if they get an extra. Beaupre didn't get the 7. Please note that it is mathematically impossible to score a 6.5 on a spare. 10 for Winiarz. And 10 for Beaupre. Both of the anchors doing a good job of being anchors. Beaupre's lost a pin per box. Winiarz has lost fewer than that. Better, that is to say. Half Worcester will be tough to pin out, though. 1, 3, 7, 9, 10. Wood kicking around. One piece in front of the 7 and the other in front of the 10. Not the most impossible washout I've ever seen. Winiarz still has 5 to get on the third ball. This is becoming much more of a nitty-gritty pinning showdown. I think this is going to get good down the stretch. Winiarz needs this. That's very good again, and he only loses the 1 pin yet again. 10 pins lost in 13 open frames. Beaupre 9. 8 pins lost in 8 open frames, and that's overall in the match, I should say. Both anchor bowlers have lost 2. Here you see it. Here we'll check. Checking the scores here. The captains are having some talk about the scores, making sure all the math is in good order. But it does seem like it is. And it is a 9-pin margin in the game, as you see, with 4 boxes to go for each side. Crawford started with a 157, no mark since. Head pin start, spread eagle. Stockton on his second mark here. The pin sails away, though. Ball sails away, I should say, and it's 2. This is why we watch every frame. Little details along the way can make big differences later on. Especially with the pinning. You lose that range just that little bit, and then suddenly you've got yourself a difficult configuration to pin out on the third ball. Stockton got a powerful second hit and won't have to worry so much about it. Does Crawford get pins? Twice accurate, but gets a 6. And there's the 10 for Stockton, picking up 4. The old lemon drop for Crawford. I mentioned the lemon drop, and Rich Limone is like, don't say it, don't say it. Absolutely unrelated to anything, I would like to give a shout out to Al Johnson at Candlepins for Cancer. We're looking forward to the Ladies versus Legends match tomorrow at Sanford, Maine. It promises to be a good one. That'll be a Saturday 2:30 start, and we look forward to seeing you then. Spare chance for Stockton, just wide. Moments for marks have been few and far between. I thought I heard someone mention foul. I wasn't sure. Just a moment, folks. I need to check. No, that's 10. I thought it looked fair. Someone said foul for some reason, and I got confused. 70-8. I'm counting pins on the fly here. That's a spare for Lawless. His first of the string. Chouinard's got a pin. And a good out, that's 8. Averaging 9 in each of his 7 open frames. This all on a spare fill, that's 7. Remember, Tim Douglas has a mark standing as well, so this is still a tight margin. Chouinard, good sticks on the second ball. Not much of a pinning swing here. Lawless gets 10. Rights the ship in this visit, picking up a pin in the process. 3-6-1, 3-4-7. Remember, each string its own opportunity to advance in the standings. Both of these teams close behind their others in the standings. Lafayette has 8 match points to go to catch Metro, and Central 2 is only 2 match points to catch Sunnyside and 10 to catch their counterparts, Central 1. Big hit! Scott Douglas gets a strike. His first. MacDonald, who had 3 marks in this early going, gets 10. So Lafayette definitely has a clear advantage, but not a decisive one. Scott Douglas. You heard his reaction there, still filling the strike, but a spread eagle. At least I'm fairly sure you heard that reaction. It was hard not to. Good pins for MacDonald. Douglas needs these on the strike. Trying to get the sidewall action. In the end, ends up with the 7 you'd expect. Accurate all the way is MacDonald. He ends up with 9. Shaun MacDonald, 89-8. You see those 7 pins on the strike, and then a 10 box for Douglas. Six pins is the gap, so excuse me, I have misspoken. The only mark up is Tim Douglas. We see it here, and this could tip the scales. Or could not. Cazenave first. Blows the head pin sideways. 4-5-7-8. Here's the spare fill. He got the head pin. He got 6. And we're tied in the string. Gone. Cazenave gets it. 3 marks in 4 boxes. Wasn't totally thrilled with how he delivered it, and Douglas gets the spare. Good split conversion to respond. This is why we watch every frame, folks. This is getting good now. Now, that's 1. Douglas a big chance to capitalize. Again, takes his time. Here it comes. And pin off the wall. Good count. Okay, leave. Be happy with 8. You see the wood is to the side of the 6 pin there. That gives Tim Douglas a very faint chance. The angle's very severe. It might even be pointing the wrong way. Also a piece in the middle. How's he going to negotiate this? He plays the middle one and gets it! Tim Douglas, 3 marks in a row with another beauty. Picks up 3 on the spot. And Tim Douglas, again, the catalyst for change in this match. Last time it was not enough to get the 2 match points from Lafayette. This time could be different. Both bowlers open. This is Beaupre. I'll update the scoreboard. Six pins. It's the second time he's taken out a diagonal line of pins that I can recall. Now Beaupre, the wood spins out. He gets it. 10, then 6 with the wood. Thank you very much. Mini rack. Winiarz gets it. Small strike, I guess. Call it a spare. Beaupre on the head pin. 10 drops. Strike on spare. This is not a recording. Winiarz 7. Central 2's making noise as well to fill his 7. That's the reality here. Winiarz wants this in the worst way. Got the pin and it's gone. Back to back, his 4th mark. Check the scores here. Let's take a look here, see folks. So that is me getting up every single time to check the score. We do have paper scoring here. I do my best to keep up with it. Hey, I was right again. Hooray. Top of the order. Stockton in the 9th. 4 to start. Crawford is looking for a mark in the worst way. Surprising continuation after a 157 start. Stockton's second shot was a good one as well. Crawford not bad either, but both bowlers markless in the 9th. Here. 7. Let me see if I can do something here, folks. I see the video rate flagging, so desperate times call for desperate measures. I've lowered the resolution, but this should allow us to better see everything. I'm hoping upon hope that this will clear up some of the data pushing issues we've had earlier, because I want to make sure you see as much of this as possible. I don't know if this is going to work, folks, but either way, we are recording. Diamond, 5 tips, the 8 wobbles. Stockton stares in the pin stance. Spread eagle for Crawford, sliced across. The 3 pin's always the hardest one, but what a bid. That's 9. And 10. Well, on the plus, hey, same bowler, Pete Crawford averaging 122. AJ Stockton finishes with a 101. Both of these next bowlers, no mark. Chouinard's got 5. Just 2 for Lawless. Pinning gap has opened up to about 14 or so. Chouinard twice accurate. Lawless, good shot. The wood rolls in front of the 10. And the pinning will be relatively non-eventful for this particular frame. Lawless lands in the channel. It's 9 all the same. That's going to count 9, but boy, was that interesting. Eager to get started with the 10th. A lot of low scores. Boy, atmospherically it's been interesting as well. We are currently amid a ridiculous cold snap here in the New England area, here in Massachusetts, East Boston. Crawford just came over and mentioned he got 5 spread eagles this game by his count. Lawless gets it! Tremendous 3-6-7 conversion. Chouinard gets 9. Lawless on 92, but nonetheless, this ball still has the ability to make a difference. No time like the present. Here it comes. Lawless got the head pin, and the fill is 8. If the wood doesn't budge. It's a 1-pin lead. Although, Central 2 has 2 marks. 2 hits to 1, as they say. So Central with the extra hit, they are actually the favorite right now. Lafayette's monster start between MacDonald's 134 and Crawford's 157, still seeing them ahead in the match. Oh, and not to mention Beaupre's 138. Gregory. Gone! Scott Douglas gets it. MacDonald just off. He ends up with 10. Oops, no. That's correct. Douglas on the spare field, got the head pin. Slightly full, but it's 7. MacDonald has a good leave here. 3-6-10. We've seen how that horizontal piece in front can be difficult. We've seen a few pieces spin out, but MacDonald negotiates it well and gets his 4th mark. Douglas concludes with 8 and 113. Take the smudge away. MacDonald 109 plus 4, 113, matching Scott Douglas's in the same player slot. So the extra hit, just to demonstrate the point, folks. Tie game score, but you see the extra hit on Central 2 side. That's currently the deciding factor. Still 4 boxes to play. The fills might not work. Beaupre's strike is more reliable. Let's see. Tim Douglas first. His spare fill is good. It's 8. And he does create the advantage. Cazenave, 7. Douglas didn't get the wood to snap across. Chance for Cazenave. 2-5-7. Converted. 4 marks at 6 boxes. Douglas gets 9. Douglas still with the chance for 120, but Cazenave with the chance to close this gap. By 8? Okay. Douglas monster hit that strike. His 4th in 2 strings. Cazenave, that's 4. Not the spare fill he wanted. It does tighten the lead, but it still gives Central 2 the advantage. And now Douglas has the extra strike. Mark not made. Still, they require pins for a start. Well, it's on the head pin, but it is 7. Tim Douglas in the strike on the 10th. On the strike in the 10th. Here it is. Second ball coming up. He needs it. Half Worcester on the first. On the 3-pin, powerful sidewall action. The fill is 7, 127. I'm being told the true margin is 14. Winiarz on the spare, that's 5. The margin was 14. Beaupre's on a strike. He got the head pin, but only 4. Second ball coming up. Checking the score real quick here, folks. Oh, good bid by Winiarz. I'm actually not seeing where my math error is, I confess. I got a different total. Beaupre just loaded 8 on the strike. Winiarz still pinning well, so is Beaupre. Anchors away doing their job. Tim Douglas has only lost 9 pins and 9 open frames. Crawford's only lost 13 pins and 13 open frames. 10th box. I have the margin as 10, but I'll confirm it, folks. Beaupre! 8 pin. Winiarz has a leave, too. It doesn't go. Have it help me, folks. I don't think my score is inaccurate. Beaupre did not get it, and I think that was the moment. Central 2 has won this second string. There's the 10. Beaupre 132, Winiarz 122. Yeah, I have all scores confirmed as you see here. I'll reset the score, but we see it as a 19-pin match. Crawford to begin the third. Just 2 for AJ Stockton. Oh my! 3 out of 4. Ain't bad, but no mark. Give you a quick look at this. That's 2 string totals you see here. Current high, Shaun MacDonald 360. No, that's not right, folks. 1 second. Hang on. I'm double counting. That's better. Let's try this again. 9 and 9. I'll leave this on for a little longer. We see Tim Douglas with the 278, Keith Beaupre with the 270. I'll update the 9 for Crawford and Stockton. Well, it's not a spread eagle, I guess, but more frustration for Crawford as he's continuing to hit the head pin and still not finding a way through. Stockton got a piece of the head pin. Skinnier piece, but oh boy. 4, 5, 7, 8. So the guy who made the sleeve at Webster Timber Lanes, you made a good shot. I know you were all surprised when I was like, are you serious? But it is tough to make the sleeve with parallel pins. Crawford takes the prudent route, goes for, and for the second time gets fewer pins than he thought he would by hitting the object pin. Stockton picks up 9. 2-pin profit. Matt Lawless currently on 201. 1 strike and 3 spares. I mentioned Crawford is 2 strikes, 5 spares. Stockton is 2 strikes and 4 spares. Chouinard at the 5 spares in the first string, none since. Boy, this would be something. 4, 7, 10. Trying to slice the pin, and it goes right behind the 10. And 10. Just confirming the scores here, making sure my math is correct. Yeah, but I still think I got it all right. Chouinard trying to bump the wood. 9-pin drops. Well, this aggressive try for the third ball. Gets a 7. Chouinard gets 10. And again, the pinning starts to slip further and further and further apart. This is now an 18-pin edge for Central 2 over Lafayette. Lafayette has 5 more spares. Both teams have 8 strikes, but remember, one of them was a Tim Douglas double. And then a 9 on top of all that. So that was a monumental moment in this game. That's a goner. MacDonald gets the mark. Sorry, I was so enamored with my statistics I missed a score. One moment, folks. There we go, that should be correct. MacDonald with a big hit, that's 8. Stacked pins. The old double wood. Inverted half Worcester, call it what you want, it drives straight back. And Shaun MacDonald possibly about to go into 360s territory. There's still time for an even higher triple than that. Good sticks. Sorry, folks, I've lost my mind. This should now be correct. MacDonald got 6 on that. 14 bonus pins straight away. He's on the 2-pin. It didn't go. Well, he made the 2-8 again, I suppose. That's gone. Tim Douglas gets a spare. Cazenave gets 8. Cazenave 2-7-10. Tim Douglas head pin hit. 6-10. Pins are wobbling. Tim Douglas, who's already had 4 strikes today, can't get his 5th on that. Cazenave trying to power this pin around one way or another. 2-pin sure went for a ride. Tim Douglas accurate. Wood does not spin out. And a 9 for Cazenave. It's starting to shift here. I have the gap as 11 pins right now. Anchors up Keith Beaupre and Kris Winiarz. That's head pin. It looks full going down, but he powered down the corner. 2-4. Winiarz. 1 strike and 4 spares, but been resilient with the pinning all evening long. Beaupre's got the 2-pin, rang the 4. 1-2-4 for Winiarz. On the outside, it goes. He almost rang it himself. But the 4 tripped at the last instant. Beaupre gets 9. Beaupre still lost to fewer than a pin per open. Central Park Lanes, East Boston. My name is Greg Gouillart with Candlepin Bowling Network. We are in for a good one here. Fatigue's starting to set in on this weird cold day here in East Boston and across Massachusetts. That's 5. That's the old hay bale. Beaupre nearly got the splashback. Takes a moment to settle himself, you see. Winiarz got on the object pin, only got the outer layer of the onion, and now he's got a piece of wood stuck in front of the 8 pin. That's 10 for Beaupre. What were you going to do with that one? $9 is very good out of that. That's where I have the scores. We'll check them. All scores correct as you see them. Oh, I know what I'm in remiss on. Get the match point score correct. I said it was 2 match points for a string win. 2-2. Box 3. Stockton's got the 6-7-10. AJ Stockton. Beat Crawford Jr. 4-7, wood in front. Crawford started this evening with a 157, then to an 87 in the second. Hasn't had a mark in 14 boxes, although has had a number of headpin hits he thought should have left better spare leaves. Wasn't going to go on the 6 pin. Wasn't going to go unless he got a 6 pin. Crawford's got it!
Welcome back.
Put that mark on the board. Crawford back in business. Stockton with strings of 122 and 101. Pete's going to have to re-rack that. Don't waste a strike ball on this one, too. I think Lafayette already has thrown one strike ball away at a rack they needed to reset. Pinning gap is 19, and that's in favor of Central 2. Big count for Crawford, though. 34-3. And a chance to chain a mark again. Just been waiting for a moment like this. Stockton back on it. Getting good mixing action, but too many pins to pick up out of all that. Crawford lost it right. This game remains close. One hit up on each side, so it's about as true a 4-pin lead as you see. There's the 10 for Stockton. That could be big down the line. Crawford got pins likewise. Matt Lawless, this is Dan Chouinard. There's the W. There's the old Pete Weber chop block, and I guess that's a W for Weber. Slice outside 3-6. That's not bad. 2-4 stands. Quality second ball. What more could you do? Headpin gone. Matt Lawless with his first mark of the string. It's 5th of the match. Chouinard leaves only his first pin standing in the string. Pinning well also, 19 pins lost and 18 open frames. Lawless just wide of the head pin. They fill his 4. Now it's going to be big. Can Lafayette get some 10 boxes and avoid losing too many more sticks? Because Chouinard just threw a good second pinning ball again. Head pin, or can Lawless get it? Yes, he can! And he's got back-to-back. Chouinard gets 8 somehow, despite throwing 3 object pin hits. Two hits to 1. Shaun MacDonald has had a good evening, 134 and 113. Now the chance to go 360. Scott Douglas just threw a strike in front of him. MacDonald, that's 2. No 3, check that. Just outside, pin's critical now. Goes the safe route and gets the 9. 10 ahead of pace. Scott Douglas has the chance to get a string close to that. Seven. The pin's there. MacDonald throwing a pin side to side, but not much he can do with this one. Two marks to 1 in favor of Central 2, so this is a pretty level match here. Although Douglas just getting that with an 8 fill. Now 9 in the box. We'll put that on the board real quick. And 7. $7 to MacDonald, so pinning gap is now 19. Gap is 14. 1 mark apiece. Matt Lawless and Tim Douglas right here with a 4. Cazenave 6. It's that orange pin that's number 5. That might be why it's hard to see. Now you see a light clear as day. On this fine Friday evening, Kris Cazenave gets the spare. His 8th, he's got 1 strike and 7 spares. Douglas completes 10, hasn't left the pin standing this string. Quantity of marks, it's 44 to 37. Arguably 38 if you want to count Tim Douglas' strike, double strike as a second one, because it basically was. Got an extra pin to draw, 3-7. Cazenave off the wall, 6. 16 in the 3rd. 4 horsemen left side. That lead was going like nobody's business in the first string. We'll see how much tougher this game gets as it goes along. Can he run it down? Just away from the outside. Douglas gonna take. Cazenave picks up a pin. Stemming the tide of the pinning fight just a little bit. Matt Lawless is the only one with a spare working right now. Everyone else is on no mark. Beaupre and Winiarz. Kris Winiarz. He's got the head pin, got the ball to work. 3-6-10. Beaupre, way down the middle. 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Winiarz on the object too full. Just a matter of finding the angle. Much easier said than done in this game. Tougher than it looks. Slices the pin back, and the wood swerves in front of the 3. Beaupre nearly made a blinder. Winiarz leaves the pins. Unusual for him, but he's still losing less than a pin per frame. Beaupre gets 9. So only a 1-pin swing all told, but look at the game margin right here. Again, Lawless is likely going to give Lafayette the string lead here, but this is still on a knife's edge. Winiarz got pins to fall forwards. He's got the 7-8. Now, is this wood going to stay around? We'll check that as we see Beaupre punch out the half Worcester. It's still rolling. It looks diagonally slanted. I think the angle is correct. The depth is going to be the difficult part. That one on the right side is just about at the lip edge. It's forming worse than a 45-degree angle. He goes second piece into the cap almost. Didn't go. Beaupre, accurate but too full, and has 6 pins still to get. This could be a moment. There's the 9. Threw a pin off the wall. Half the pins on the third ball isn't bad at all. But it does give the advantage decidedly to Central 2. Pending the official score check, we'll be right back with that. It is 211, 208. I'll just confirm individual scores, but I believe you'll find, and as correct as you see it. And Lawless is only tracking for 301, but he's got a big opportunity coming up to tip the match. First Crawford Jr. Head pin! 5-8. Stockton here. Head pin as well. 4-7-8. Mark differential is 44-37. In Lafayette's favor. Crawford just picked up another. His 9th mark today. Stockton is foul wood in front of that 4-7-8. Nobody wants wood in front of a triangle. They don't need the help. Goes about 40% of the time. It's a tricky one. Stockton wavers to the right, but got it off the wall. First mark of the string. Central 2 has knocked out 7 more pins physically. Let's see. Crawford knocks down 5 pins and does the Steve Bronchuk, how does that happen? 2, 6, 7, 10. Sound off in the comments, folks. P. Crawford wants your advice on this one. He needs your help with the 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Stockton got 6 on the spare drop. That's about the best you can do with that. Can he slice it over? No. 6-10. Can't buy a 10 with that either. 9 is fine out of that, I think we stay. Stockton picks a pin, though. Little moment of comedy amid everything. And here comes the moment we've been waiting for a while. Here's Matt Lawless. We're right back to him having the only open mark right now. Here it comes. He's been sitting on it for ages, and he got 6. And now you see the margin. We confirmed it is correct just a moment ago. Chouinard has a good leave. He's been having a dearth of opportunities all evening long, but he's got a good chance against the 1-2-4, and he missed the head pin just. 9 for Lawless. And 10 for Chouinard. We're tied as the totals fall.
When I can try to be funny for the people, I'm going to be funny for the people. Why not?
The pins. First string, they both threw 600s. Lafayette threw. It's just off here. This is the 5-7-10 again for Chouinard. Seems to be leaving that ball with some consistency, unfortunately. 9 for Lawless. And Chouinard ends up with 8. Shaun MacDonald could pin out 354 once he concludes. Scott Douglas hasn't been doing half bad either. He could pin out 332 if they got 10s the rest of the way. Any mark could be the difference. MacDonald didn't get all of that, but got a sidewall bouncing as the 4 horsemen. On the right side this time. Throws that backup ball. So it's tough to get to that 1-3 pocket, and MacDonald doesn't just. Douglas, what a shot! 2-2 conversion. Against a 9. Scott Douglas also smiling back. MacDonald came in full, but he got the headpin. He got the sticks anyway. Douglas' spare fill, just wide, but got the outside pocket. It's 5. There's Wood back there. His Caleras have been going with more regularity than you would think. The Wood's there! And Douglas backdoors it! Someone just made the Paul Grant call of illegal block in the back. Ha Kris Cazenave on course for 320 if he gets all 10s all the way. Slams this one into the foul line and gets 5. No 6. Got the cluster of 4. 1-2. Again, the Douglas is washing out a bunch of pins. Here it comes. Into it, the 9-pin stands. Tim has been a difference maker all evening long, gets another spare. 3rd in the string. And a 10 for Cazenave. That pin crossed over a bit. That's brilliant. 10-pin stands. 2 pieces of wood in front. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Douglas again. Big fill. 9. Sorry. And a spare for Cazenave. And Douglas gets another. 4 spares in 6 boxes. Now they're having a mock argument about it. Something. That was double wood. Sense of humor is unreal. Winiarz to full. Beaupre 3-2. Slammed it off the wall. 4-6-7. Winiarz. Accurate also. Got the 9. Almost indignantly. Winiarz does very well to collect 9 also. So now it's the total that's starting to narrow down, and I think Central 2's got an edge there. 2 marks to 1. Still plenty of time for anything to happen. 2-4. Something like that for Keith Beaupre. Winiarz has the DC special. 4 and 2. And a shape like this or the mirror image with the 8 pin back there. Beaupre's got it! Winiarz got it in reply. Oh, take a look at this, folks. 3 marks to 2. Let's confirm that.
Come on, 1-2, 1-2, let's go.
All scores confirmed as you see it. Look at the total. We'll take a look again. 3 marks to 2. You see it there. Central 2 slightly favored on both accounts. 4 match points on the line in the final. Stockton may have lost his balance slightly. But as a 3 and 1, all the sleepers went away. Crawford dropped that 10 pin out at the last moment. He'll get a good surprise when he turns around. 1, 2, 4, 8. There's wood wired at that 10 pin. Stockton, it dies in the channel. Crawford spins the wood. Not the aim, of course. Hey, there's the 10. Stockton made an interesting remark, mentioning I can't make a 10 to save my life, except he had 3 perfect frames prior to that 9. And has a pin lower than a 9 all string long. Short memory in the wrong direction, I guess. Gotta back yourself. Head pin! 8 drops. Crawford happy to see this. Stomped on the approach and more pins fell. Correlation isn't causation, but both bowlers a single pin to pick up. Stockton gets it. Crawford, with his ball working right to left, the wood was against the grain. And you see how tough it is to access just that measly little pin.
Come on, kid, your turn. Let's go.
Had the wood angled the other way, it would have had an easier go of this. As it is 4 marks to 2 in Central's favor. Chouinard has had just the 5 spares in the first string. Lawless 1 strike at 5 spares. Including a 14 and a 16 box in this string. Lawless got head pin. 6-7. There is wood available. Lawless's only prayer that's trying to slam it off the right side, and it just doesn't trampoline the way he wants it to. Chouinard picks 10. And a 9. and Chouinard only losing about a pin a box. Pinning gap has grown to about 24 in Central's favor right now. That's over the course of the entire total right now.
Nothing's going your way, and you just have to fucking get through it. Come on.
Lawless has the 2-7. Needs it to get back into the game here. Yes! It goes. Wood was behind to assist, but same thing. Accuracy required. Chouinard gets 9. Shaun, MacDonald, and Scott Douglas. MacDonald with a dozen marks today. Scott Douglas with 9. Here comes Sparefield 2. This is head pin for MacDonald. 5 and dime. What's going to roll over though? Watch this. Watch this. And has it angled? That's up to him to decide. Douglas needs these pins. Angle looks poor to me. Let's see though. Yeah, accurate, but doesn't go. Douglas gets 4 of those and gets a 6. MacDonald picks up 4. I've been somewhat a broken record about Central Park's pinning, but that was a big 4-pin pickup right then and there. I'll show you the total marks so that we all have a lay of the land as we go down the stretch. That's a 7-pin drop for Douglas. MacDonald got 9. 139. Just wide. MacDonald gets it! His 3rd of the string. His 13th mark of the evening. 9 bucks for Douglas. The entirety of the bottom of the order, 4th and 5th bowlers on both sides, all have marks showing. Open mark situation is now tipped 4-3 in favor of Lafayette, so in favor of them in total, but not in the game right now. So we're now currently on course for a 4-4 tie, but Tim Douglas just punched 2. Cazenave got more, that's 6. There's the situation. And of all the brilliant balls Tim Douglas has thrown, now he needs to throw another one right here and now. Cazenave had been nothing doing. Tim had that double strike earlier. He threw it into the curtain and gets a 4. Allowing Cazenave to pick up 5 pins right there. And the pinning gap has crumbled to 13 now. Still in Central 2's favor. And that's overall in the match. 49 marks to 44 in Lafayette's favor. In the match overall. Marks are tied in the string, 11-11. Douglas didn't get it. This cluster of 4 has gone for a number of people today. Doesn't go for Kris. Douglas picks up 10. Cazenave does very well to pick up that 9. Come on, baby. 2 more marks now to be filled from the anchors. Keith Beaupre, 3 strikes, 8 spares. Winiarz 1 strike and 6 spares. He had a rough first string with only 1 mark, but pinned well through it. Then got 4 marks in the second, and now filling his 2nd mark here in the 3rd. 4. Beaupre a chance here. Here it comes. Head pin. Ay, ay, ay. He got the head pin and gets the same 4. Winiarz cleans out the back row. Oh boy, do we have ourselves a match here. Beaupre twice accurate. Winiarz back on the head pin and gets the 9. Same 9 Beaupre. That gets Lafayette going. Beaupre's only had the 1 mark on the string. He's only had that 14 box. Hitting well, though. Winiarz. That's a diamond, I'm afraid. 25% chance of going. Or Candlepin Bowling Network stats. 4, 5, 7, 8. There is fair wood on the right side, but what in the world is he going to do with it? Winiarz, just the front 3. Winiarz has been doing very well considering he hasn't had a whole lot of luck going his way. Home bowler here at Central Park Lanes, he knows the way. And he knows how important these sticks are. Gets the 10. Beaupre gets the 9 anyway. We're going down the stretch. Here you see it. I'll confirm. I'm way off somewhere. Where am I off, folks?
It's not bad, but
Second ball doesn't go for Crawford. Stockton only got 1 on that spare fill. AJ Stockton's second ball back in there. 2-5. Crawford gets 9. Stockton picks 10, gets the pin. I'm looking through here. Did I hit the wrong button on MacDonald's fill? Okay, apparently I had MacDonald's fill completely wrong here. I must have entered the wrong number. All right. Stockton got head pin. And neither he nor Pete finds a way to generate action off the head pin. So Winiarz can reach the mini rack earlier. Crawford's trying to do similar, but with the extra 7 pin. Stockton trying to play the wood somehow. Crawford gets 9. That could be significant. Stockton needs an out. Good out there. 7. Excuse me. 105 Pete Crawford. That's 349. Peter Crawford Jr., 349. A.J. Stockton, 323. 2 marks up on Lafayette's side. Chouinard, 3-1 split. Lawless gets 7 on the split. The spare fill, excuse me. Just off. Chouinard doesn't convert. Been on a cold streak. Unfortunately, hasn't had marks in the second or third strings. Good 10 for Lawless. Chouinard gets 9. Statistics, 8 strikes and 41 spares for Lafayette, 9 strikes and 35 spares for Central 2, so 5 more marks on Lafayette's side. Lawless picks up 4. Chouinard mixing ball, 7-9. Wood available. Captain Limone advising Chouinard to play in between the pieces of wood. It looks like it's smaller than the width of the ball. Heaven forbid. Here it comes. He's in the middle, and it does sneak through. Does the pin tip anyway? It does not. Lawless completes 10 and gets 311. Dan Chouinard 10, 305. Now Shaun MacDonald. The fill is 4. Game on. Strike for Scott Douglas. Donald puts the bid on it. Razor thin margins. You see the importance of pinning. It's 8. Greg Gouillart, Candlepin Bowling Network, Central Park Lanes, East Boston. This is week 20 of the Friday Night Pro League. A blockbuster first string, a nitty-gritty grinding second string, and a close finish here on the end. MacDonald, who's been having a very decent evening, about 360 pace. Douglas gets pins to continue to drop forwards. 8 on the first ball. MacDonald rang those 6 pin. 2 accurate shots, no mark. Douglas, helicopter misses. 9 on the strike. Donald 110 and a 357 by my count. Scott Douglas 9. 342 with a 116 string. No marks left standing. The margin you see on your screen is true. Look at the game margin. I dare not say it too loud, but you see the game margin right there. Cazenave head pin! 6 pin on 3! Strike in the 9th. Cazenave second. Tim Douglas. Thunderous off the sidewall. 4 drops. 1-2-7. Provides a broader target on the 7. Has to bury this in the 1-2. Tough for the powerful cross lane ball. He got it. Pocket wasn't looking at him. He'd prefer to aim at a 1-3 pocket, but he navigates that just fine. We stay tied. Of course, strikes are a more reliable way to generate bonus pins, but it could be just as level. And we've seen Tim throw some powerful balls. Second ball coming up for Kris. Kris has had 3 marks, 4 marks, and 3 marks. Tim Douglas got 2. Now Cazenave has a chance to claw this back. These pins in the worst way. Off the head pin, got a sidewall bounce. He's got 6. It's a gain. At a big moment. 4-pin margin. Tim Douglas cannot convert the half Worcester. Good pins, though. Cazenave gets pins, too. Finishes with 111 and a 329 by my count. Tim Douglas, 9, 116 with a 394. Just shy of the 400. Keith Beaupre tracking 366 right now. Kris Winiarz tracking 325. It's coming down to this. Lafayette is very probably going to win the total pinfall here. String is anything but certain. Beaupre's got 2 and 2. Powerful head pin hit. Pieces of wood in front of each. I don't know. Haven't seen many satisfying trampoline hits. Winiarz head pin. 8 pin. Doesn't go. 4-8. Beaupre takes his time. Wood spins, doesn't go. He had that last shot in the second string he wants back, although who's to say it would have actually cost them match points. Would have needed a big fill. Winiarz does not get the spare. Beaupre picks pins. Winiarz doesn't. I have the margin as 5. You see it on your screen. Winiarz almost certainly needs a mark. We'll check the official scores in just a moment, but I've been confirming at every stage. Beaupre got 7. He's got to leave. 136. The defending champion Lafayette Lanes when they were rolling under Academy Lanes' banner. Winiarz has a worse leave, and now this is... Those Beaupre pins. Beaupre gets a spare in the 10th! I believe, folks, you will find... Hang on a second, folks. Winiarz has a chance here. Doesn't get it. No mark, and I believe you will find that will be decisive. Winiarz completing pins as he has all evening long. That's a 9-box and a 101. Keith Beaupre 366 plus this. Head pin, the fill is high. It is 7. 103 and a 373 for Keith Beaupre. And Lafayette, by my count, has won the remaining 4 match points. Here you see it for the final score here. Take note of the Douglases 116 apiece. Cazenave 111. And there you see the triples. I'll confirm in just a moment.
Hey, way to go.
3, 305, 42. And there you see it, folks. The scores are correct as you see on your screen. Lafayette 6, Central 2 gets 2. All the Friday night teams in action, and I'm sure the Friday night Pro League Facebook group will have more information on the scores. You can keep in touch that way. And all that remains for me to say is that my name is Greg Gouillart, and this has been Candlepin Bowling Network presentation of the Friday Night Pro League. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And make sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook and YouTube for more great shows. And until next time, bye-bye.